So that was, Great Depression was also caused by sort of the same mechanism. But what's interesting is what started the Great Depression in Europe was it wasn't the stock market collapse, but it was the government going bankrupt, the Versailles government. That's what really caused the Great Depression. But, it's interesting is how it started. It started with the European bank, Austrian bank called Credit-Anstalt, like in April 1931, okay? The small Austrian bank declares bankruptcy because we're so full of government debt, blah, blah, blah. The bank is a Rothschild bank, okay? And so there was a little bit of panic because if the Rothschild bank's going bankrupt, it's backed by those guys, maybe the whole system is a little bit. So that began the bank failures, which eventually led to Germany, Austria going off the silver standard, gold standard. They did, okay? But what's interesting is they, probably what this Rothschild Credit-Anstalt actually did it. They probably pulled all the money, took it to London, and then made a big drama that we're bankrupt so they could keep all the cash, right? And then this failure was placed in all the global newspapers. The sky is falling, the world's over, banks are failing like crazy. And then the whole thing started. The whole crisis began.
It's like dominoes falling.
Yeah, then it was like dominoes. It started with that one bank, yeah. And the media blew it up, that the system is weak, everything is full of debt, government debt, and the governments can't pay it, and next thing you know, the Great Depression's beginning. There was a funny story, too, I like to tell, is the German finance minister, right after Credit-Anstalt fails, he goes in front of the Reichstag and the media, and he makes an announcement. And the German says, if we don't straighten out our bank's balance sheets in the next 100 days, Germany will declare bankruptcy, he says. Well, of course, that started a bank run, so Germany went broke 6 days later. The German guy's trying to do the right thing. He's saying, let's work together and solve our problems. I know it immediately. Germans got too honest for that kind of job. It's got to be better to get somebody like President Roosevelt. Even the day before the 1932 election, when he won, of course he won because he could blame the Great Depression on the predecessor, Herbert Hoover, and so he won. He had the media behind him. And Roosevelt even declared, like the day before the election, there's no way America will end the gold standard. No chance. What was the very first thing he did when he took office? Yeah, confiscated the gold from everybody on the gold, took the gold from the banks and replaced it with paper that's worth 50 cents on the dollar.
I think they took the gold in like March at a certain price at like, say, 20.
Yeah, some 32, 33, 22 they paid.
And then by March it was worth 50, or by September, 6 months later, it was worth 50% more.
Yeah, so basically they took half of everybody's savings and wealth and devalued the dollar so that they could pay the debts off. Who knows how they exactly did it, but they went from paper or from gold in America to paper. And that was a major crisis, the Great Depression. And so because of the Great Depression hit, governments could now switch from gold to paper. So it was a major change, And now you fast forward today and you see governments like in London and not America yet, but they're declaring that the economy will go now from paper to electronic. Okay.
And that's scaring people.
Yeah, that scares people, exactly. And a lot of people don't want to give up all their rights and their money to the government. So people are not happy to hear it. But if there's a crisis, a financial crisis, then people are panicked and they will want order and they will want safety. and they won't know what to. And they're willing to give up rights and freedoms and even lose their property because they're scared
for safety.
So it's a good. That's why it seems like the stars are aligning